Malik was still sobbing in the shadows when he heard the palace gate creak open. He peeked through the fence and saw Robert and his guards rushing out, shouting and scanning the area. That was when he realized how serious things had become. Panic surged through him, and he took off running into the forest. One of the guards caught sight of him, pointed, and alerted Robert. They quickly decided to fetch horses to pursue him faster. Malik ran as fast as he could, his breathing heavy and his heart pounding. Back in the palace, his mother had been locked away in the dungeon. Queen Naya, seething with rage, came and confronted Nishari about her secret relationship with King Arthur. She pressed her hard, demanding to know where Malik had fled, but all Nishari could do was sob helplessly. Enraged, Queen Naya threatened that if they found Malik, she would have him killed. Exhausted, Malik finally stopped and hid behind a thick tree deep in the forest. Gasping for air, he lifted his gaze to the full moon, silently wishing for the baby dragon to appear and protect him, if he truly was meant to be the next king of Azuri. But as he stared hard at the glowing moon, he felt no connection, no sign. Disappointed, he shut his eyes and tried to silence the chaos in his mind. Suddenly, a soft voice broke the silence. "Hey, are you okay?" He opened his eyes to see a girl about his age standing before him. He sprang to his feet, but before he could respond, the distant sound of galloping horses drew closer. "Please, I'm in danger. They are coming for me," he said urgently. "What have you done?" the lady asked, alarmed. "Can I explain later, please?" Malik begged. The lady nodded and told him to follow her. Together, they ran to a nearby village. She carefully led Malik past her parents, who were sitting by a bonfire outside their hut, and snuck him into their basement. Just moments later, Robert and his guards arrived in the village. "Stay quiet. I'll be right back," the girl whispered and went up to join her parents. Prince Robert ordered all the villagers to gather in the village square. He announced that a dangerous fugitive might be hiding among them. He described Malik as a threat to the entire kingdom of Azuri and demanded anyone hiding him to come forward. The villagers were baffled. When no one spoke up, Robert grew furious and ordered a house-to-house search. Still, Malik was nowhere to be found. Disappointed, Robert let the villagers go. He warned his guards not to return to the palace without Malik and stormed off to the palace alone. As the guards fanned out beyond the village to continue their search, Malik remained hidden in the basement, unaware of the ongoing hunt. He prayed silently that he wouldn't be caught. Soon after, the lady returned with some food. She sat beside him on a mat and introduced herself as Mina. Malik introduced himself in return. "Should I be worried?" Mina asked. "The prince said you're dangerous to the kingdom." "I'm not." "He's lying," Malik replied. "Then why are they after you?" I. Malik stammered, unable to share the truth. Before he could come up with an answer, they heard a voice calling Mina from upstairs. "That's my mother. Eat quickly and stay hidden. No one knows you're here," she warned before leaving. Malik quickly ate the food and lay down on the mat, thinking. Meanwhile, Prince Robert returned to the palace and told his mother they had failed to capture Malik. Desperate, Queen Naya suggested they visit the wise ones. There, they asked what would happen now that the dragon had not chosen Robert. The wise ones replied that Queen Naya would continue ruling Azuri until the rightful king was found. Both the queen and Robert were relieved that they still held power. The next morning, after Mina's parents left for the farm, she prepared breakfast for Malik. Despite knowing she could be in trouble for sheltering a stranger labeled dangerous, she treated him with kindness. Malik was grateful but continued to hide the truth. Yet, over the days, their bond deepened. At night, when everyone slept, they would sneak into the forest to talk. Midnight became the only time Malik could safely come out. Mina barely left the house, choosing to spend time with Malik whenever her parents were away. They talked, laughed, played, and slowly realized how much they had in common. They would often gaze into each other's eyes, a quiet affection blossoming between them. Whenever Mina returned to the main house, her thoughts drifted to Malik. The same was true for him. They longed for each other's presence. Weeks passed. One day, Mina's childhood friend Jonathan grew concerned about her absence from their usual hangouts. He visited her home and, not finding her in the main house, decided to check the basement. There, he found Mina with Malik. Shocked and confused, he demanded an explanation. Mina begged him not to tell anyone. After a tense moment, Jonathan reluctantly agreed and left, while Mina walked him out. When she returned, Malik suggested it was time for him to leave now that someone else knew his secret. But Mina insisted he stay, trusting that Jonathan wouldn't betray them. "You don't even know me, yet you chose to help," Malik said, holding her hand. "I don't know what happened at the palace, but my instincts tell me you're not a threat," she replied. "Instinct?" Malik repeated. "I've seen how cruel Prince Robert is. I heard how he treats his slaves, cruelly and without mercy. He is a spoiled brat with no morals. So why should I believe him when he says you're the dangerous one?" Malik smiled, touched by her faith in him. They gazed into each other's eyes and then they kissed deeply. One thing led to another, and they made love. Later that night, alone in her room, Mina struggled with guilt. She questioned herself for giving in to emotions and intimacy. She couldn't believe she had crossed that line with someone who still hadn't told her the full truth. The next morning, her distance grew. Though she still brought him food, she stopped spending time with him and barely spoke. Malik noticed and asked what had changed, but she gave no answer, keeping her feelings to herself. One evening, while bringing him dinner, he asked her to meet him at the forest at midnight. Though nervous, Mina agreed. That night, in the quiet of the forest, Malik stared up at the moon again. He was afraid the baby dragon wouldn't appear, and she wouldn't believe him. But he had to try. He needed Mina to see it, to believe in him. As he stood there, eyes fixed on the sky, the baby dragon eventually appeared. Mina gasped. "The next king of Azuri," she whispered in awe. When Malik returned to himself, he told her everything. Mina listened, stunned. "So that's why Prince Robert wants you dead?" she asked. Malik nodded. He explained how difficult it had been learning he was King Arthur's son, how his mother was imprisoned, and how lost he felt. "There's a reason the dragon chose you and not Robert. There will be a way to fix this," Mina said softly. She moved closer, resting her head on his shoulder. Malik held her tightly. Beneath the stars, he expressed and confessed how much his love for her had grown. He promised that once everything was resolved, he would make her his wife. Touched by his sincerity, Mina smiled through tears and they kissed again, deeply. But someone else saw them. Jonathan had come to the forest to hunt bushmeat. He saw them kissing and hid behind a tree, watching as they returned to the basement to make love. Jealousy and rage boiled inside him. He had always harbored feelings for Mina but was too afraid to confess. Now, his best friend was in love with a stranger, a fugitive, and his anger consumed him. Heartbroken, Jonathan left the forest with a heavy heart. The next day, he went to Azuri Palace and demanded an audience with Prince Robert. That night, after Mina's parents had gone to bed, she brought Malik his supper. They were laughing, enjoying each other's company, when suddenly the basement door burst open. Prince Robert and his guards stormed in. Robert burst into laughter when he saw Malik. Malik and Mina froze, shocked and terrified. The guards immediately seized them. Hearing loud voices, Mina's parents rush down to the basement, only to freeze in shock at the sight before them. "Your daughter has betrayed Azuri," Prince Robert declared to them. To be continued.